Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wicked Reading. Today I will be reading SCP-1645, The Viper and the Virus. Object Class, Euclid. SCP-1645 is an anomalous specimen of Gloideus blumhoffi, Japanese mamushi, with a 6-meter diameter. SCP-1645 has albinism and suffers from polycephaly, possessing 8 distinctive heads when not in motion. As opposed to most reptiles suffering polycephaly, SCP-1645's heads do not branch off from the spine, but are instead connected to a 2-meter diameter hub structure in the center. With the exception of its brains, all of SCP-1645's vital organs, including an enlarged heart and stomach, are located in this hub. SCP-1645 suffers from an anomalous, transmittable immunodeficiency virus known as Hachi disease. Hachi disease has resulted in several other health issues in SCP-1645, including OPMV, oral inflammation, several bacterial infections, and a form of cancer referred to as Amata-Gans, named for researchers Richard Amata and Shinji Gan. Amata-Gans results in tumor-like growths gradually forming next to the heads of organisms affected by Hachi disease, which eventually sprout into fully functional additional heads complete with vascular, nervous, and digestive systems. The growth of structures caused by Amata-Gans process can be accelerated if the subject afflicted by Amata-Gans engages in any physical activity, including movement. These growths eventually branching off into their own distinct heads, complete with neural tissue and bone structures. These heads are sentient, and in the case of human beings, sapient. Growths resultant from Amata-Gans may be excised from SCP-1645 without causing any harm to the organism as a whole. In the case that the original head of the subject has been removed, Hachi disease may be contracted by any animal and is transmittable via fluid contact with SCP-1645 or a Hachi disease-affected subject. All bodily fluids, including blood, spinal fluid, saliva, and mucus, have been shown to contain some trace of Hachi disease in human subjects, and in the case of SCP-1645, its venom appears to have been replaced by a serum containing Hachi disease. However, approximately % of subjects exposed to Hachi disease have shown an immunity to it. All subjects with immunity have been shown to be of either Greek or Japanese descent. The significance of this is currently unknown. Addendum. Recovery Log. SCP-1645 was recovered in a rice field near the Hai River, Chugoku region, Japan, shortly after a major flood had hit the area. SCP-1645 had bitten several workers in the field, resulting in them contracting Hachi disease. Most of the workers had died of fungal infections upon Foundation intervention, during which time the area was quarantined and all survivors were terminated due to risk of infection. SCP-1645 was recovered, having been rendered immobile due to the weight of the 32 additional heads it had sprouted as a result of Amata-Gans. Addendum. During a preliminary medical examination, Dr. McGinn discovered a scar on the hub portion of SCP-1645 near the base of the spinal cords. Below this scar, a cavity of unknown function was found, which contained traces of several alloys, including steel, bronze, and an alloy that was previously only found at Greek archaeological sites. The cavity is 21 centimeters deep and appears to have held a needle or miniature bladed object at one point in time. SCP-1645 appears to draw metals from its food such as iron and store them in this cavity, where they are converted into alloys through an unknown chemical process. Given the possible links SCP-1645 has to SCP-1645's diet is to have as little metallic content as possible to prevent the formation of a new object in this cavity. Footnotes. 1. Hachi disease has been discovered in the bodily fluids of SCP-2478, suggesting that it may have been utilized in the creation of that anomaly. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1645 is to be kept in a specially modified terrarium, measuring 20 by 10 by 5 meters. To limit movement of SCP-1645, its enclosure is to be kept at a consistent temperature of 3.5 degrees centigrade. SCP-1645's feeding schedule and diet are accessible in Document 1645-1. Once weekly, veterinarians are to enter the enclosure, sedate SCP-1645, and excise all excess growths, as well as administer antibiotics and remove any metal that has accumulated within SCP-1645's system. Biohazard protocols are to be taken during this time to ensure that Hachi disease does not spread to members of veterinary staff. Should SCP-1645 show signs of aggression during this time, Procedure 1645-August may be enacted to minimize casualties. In the event that Hachi disease is contracted by a member of Foundation personnel, they are to be placed into quarantine.